Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world watching this video. I'm your host, MightyMapper123, and today we're playing some more totally accurate battle simulator, also known as Tabs. And as of recent, I have saw that they have muskets in this game, so I can find out a little something that's been bothering me for quite some time now, and that is whether or not line battles are more effective against cavalry, or the square formation is more effective against cavalry. So obviously in Tabs, we're in the editor, and we can't tell one side to stay still because both sides just like to charge into each other, but we can put them as close to the line as we possibly can to try and simulate the effect of each. So we're going to be starting today's battle with just a standard line formation and seeing how they hold out against these Renaissance cavalry troops here known as jousters. So we're going to be breaking the myth to see whether or not the cavalry is more effective against the line infantry or they're more effective against the square formation, as you can see in the thumbnail. So anyway, we're going to press the start button, and I believe we're going to have to do this in slow motion because of how laggy it's going to be. But look at this! It's beautiful! And we have this huge test map now, so it just goes on forever. I did place some cavalry on each of the flanks just to see how they would do, because obviously a line formation has their flanks exposed. Look at that, look. We're going to be trying the same battle yet again in a moment, and we're going to be seeing if a square formation can do any better. An absolute annihilation. I'll tell you what, before we do the next thing, I think what we'll do is we'll add a rear line to see if they can fend off any better against yet another line of musketeers. So, as you guys know, back in the Renaissance period, all the way up through till Napoleon, maybe even into World War I, they tend to use the square formation against cavalry as it was the most effective, as it covered all flanks rather than just using a line formation which covered a central flank. We're talking before the era of trenches right here. Then again, they had trenches back in the American Civil War, didn't they? Maybe they've had trenches all along, but not to the scale of World War I, of course. But cavalry always had the upper hand against any kind of infantry, way up until the invention of the musket. And like I say, we're just going to be seeing how effective these formations are in Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another rear line now, all the way at the back here, to see if a reserve line is any more effective against this cavalry. So this is a little bit of an experiment, really. And like I said, we're going to have to play all these in slow motion because it's just going to be way too laggy. So we've got a more spaced out line in the rear now. We've got a closed up line and a spaced up line. And we've got the same amount of cavalry. Over there we can see 132 cavalry against 153 men, meaning that the soldiers, the musketeers, actually outnumber the cavalry. So let's start this battle and see what happens now. So here they come. We know for a fact that that front line gets absolutely annihilated, and we can see that the muskets are very effective against any of the cavalry that are right in front of them, but it's their flanks which really seem to be the problem, and this back line is breaking formation. Kind of. I suppose they're keeping somewhat of a formation. They're breaking into two companies by the looks of it. But these guys have got to break through this first line before they can even advance on the second line. And these guys have got they've got another chance yet to reload and take another shot at the cavalry. But look at that, closing in on that first line. I wonder if the square formations are going to be any better against the cavalry. Oh, here we go. So we've got a frontal attack on the second line now. Right, let's speed it up a little bit. There we go. Get them a bit closer too. Yep, line formations are just no good against cavalry whatsoever. So also, dudes, by the way, let me know what you want to see from this game. We can do all kinds of battles now. Now we've got the simulation mode. We can try and simulate different formations, different units against each other, and really try to get the best out of Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. Because like I say, this is a battle simulator channel, and also whilst you're at it as well, be sure to shoot that like button and also drop a bomb on the subscribe button. Trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. Remember, I am cracking an egg on my head at 50,000 subscribers if we get there in the next 7 days. So be sure, if you want to see that, if you want to see me embarrass myself, you know, on camera, be sure to whack that subscribe button and really try and help me get to this milestone of mine, which is 50k subs. So that's two lines right now. So what we're going to do is now then, we're going to try a flank. Let's try a flanking line. So we'll do a flanking line there. We're just going to keep the same amount of cavalry because That's the experiment right there. 132 cavalry. So we've now got a flanking line to distract each of the flanks. I tell you what, we'll add 2 lines. And this is a kind of rectangle formation, isn't it? Look. So it's not a full-on square formation, but we're starting to get there now. So let's see if this makes any difference whatsoever. Personally, I don't think it will. Wow. It's actually working. So they got a shot off on the flanks now, meaning that I don't think that central line is going to be able to be hit by the jousting cavalry. This is super cool. So it goes to show that formations do work, even in tabs. And this game is just completely silly, man. They have broke through though, look. If there's a weakness, so because there's a gap in the line, look, you can see they have outflanked them, but I don't know actually. This was kind of a square formation, wasn't it? This just goes to show that maybe the square formation at the end, when the lines are locked together, won't prove to be that effective. Look at that. I am running this on a GTX 1080 Ti, by the way, so this is one of the best graphics cards in the world. Well, ever since they brought out the RTX 2080, but this is a pretty decent graphics card, and I've got a good processor as well. So, despite all that, look, we're still having to play it in slow motion because this is a really intensive game, but it looks cool nevertheless. Yeah, a complete annihilation. So now is the time. We're going to be seeing now if square formations do actually work where we close the edges. So this is going to be really, really cool to watch. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to clear the whole area on that side. Clear those, go, get rid of them all. There we are. Oh, why do they keep appearing? There we are. So now we're going to use the same amount, but this time we're going to lock the formation. Let's do 3 rows. So we'll do a formation there. We'll have 3 rows there. Oh, it's gone a bit wonky. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 rows here. It's going to be interesting. Right there. And we're going to do 3 rows at the back. So this is going to really test whether or not the square formation will work. So we'll have a row there. I'll have a row there. And hopefully they don't break it as well, because the cavalry are quite fast, you see. They do tend to stay in the formation for the duration of the battle, especially being musketeers as well, because they stand in spot to reload. So this is the moment of truth now. I'll tell you what, we're even going to put a soldier in the center to act as a sort of captain. He can be the captain. And now let's see if one square formation can fend off against all 132 of these jousters. There's 175 musketeers, well 174 and 1 captain. So let's see how this plays out. Here they come. We have a square formation now. The first shot has been shot, but they focused it all on the central area, which is kind of cool, look, because all the bodies are now piling up. Maybe the rear guys at the back, the cavalry at the back, might trip over the front line now. And now the formation is they're still in square. That's good. That's really good. Now this formation is about to get attacked by the flanking jousters right here. Oh. Now that could be the death blow right there. The only problem is with this formation, they don't have enough time to reload. So that is an annihilation, an absolute annihilation. We might have to try one final battle with maybe a fixed square. So what we'll do is we'll fill the square in all the way to the center. That might have a better effect. But at the moment, this experiment is telling me that square formations do not work in Totally Accurate Battle Simulator or Musketeers. So now, moment of truth now. We're going to fill this square to be a complete and utter, I don't know, what would it be? It'll just be a complete square, I guess. So let's get the musketeers and let's fill the center. I tell you what, we'll try it. I tell you what, we'll try one with pikemen next. We'll try this now with more soldiers, and then we're going to try one with pikemen, just to see if it's the muskets which are making it so they lose. But we can't get a better square than that, can we really? Let's test this one out. This is going to be really cool to watch. So now we've got a thick boy square right there. Oh god, it's that laggy, look. I can't even comprehend how laggy this is. Look at it. The breaking formation. We've got a full battalion right here, look. I just want the musketeers to win. I don't know why. You'd think that they would win against such a small amount of cavalry, but then again, they are armed to the teeth, aren't they? Look at them. Woo! Let's get the clash. It has to be the muskets. Maybe if they had bayonets, maybe that would change the status quo of this situation, but at this precise moment, it is an absolute win for the cavalry. But we are going to try pikemen next. I think pikemen might just do the trick. We'll do pikemen on the outside and we'll do muskets on the inside. I think they should have the best effect against these guys, because in any game they always tend to match the spearmen and the pikemen. So pikemen at the front and and muskets at the rear, should I say. It's a win for the Blues. There we go. So now what we're going to do is let's clear this. We're going to keep the same amount of cavalry. Get rid of them. Go, 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 go. There we are. So now let's move to the halberd. Not pikemen. Same thing really though, aren't they? Or is there a difference? Tell me in the comments. So let's put these guys on the outside then. So we're going to try for a more medieval square formation now. Pikemen on the outside, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do muskets on the inside. So let's do 2 rows of pikemen, see how that plays out, and then we'll do 2 rows of muskets, and then a general, because why not? Let's put the general in the center now. There you go, there's the general. And now we need the musketeers. Let's do 2 rows of you guys. Meow. Try to do it as fast as possible. And there we go, we've got 2 rows of muskets. 2 rows of pikemen. Maybe they might do a little bit better in this square formation against the cavalry. So let's see how they do. Now they can actually attack the cavalry rather than just having to stand there and stare at them and reload their muskets. But the muskets are very effective, look. Did take out a few of their soldiers in by some people that don't know how to aim. They are keeping their formation, which is pretty cool. That's just what we want to see, look. They're putting their pikes forward. Or halberds. That looks epic. This is actually a really good game now. I'm really loving these new simulation modes. Something that used to really hold me back in this game was the lack of maps, but there's just so many now. It's such a huge choice. Yep, the flanks are protected, but again... Oh no, they're actually stopping them from pushing through the lines now. These pikes are being very effective against the cavalry. And now the muskets might get another chance to reload on the rear and take another shot at these jousters right here. It's actually really beautiful to watch. It's like, no, you will not take me alive. Just pikes everywhere. This could be the first win for the Reds. And it goes to prove that with pikemen or halberds at the front of your musket formation, whilst in a square formation, you're going to win. Because now there's just a huge pile of dead horses. Do the muskets only get to shoot once? That is the question, really. I don't even know. I don't know if they're going to be able to break through or not. They're coming. They got another shot off. I think that's what they needed, this last shot. They take ages to reload. I suppose this was like the older version of the musket, wasn't it? But like I say, I want to see some bayonets in this bad boy. I want to see some cool like half spearmen, half musketeer. So it'd be cool if they could shoot and attack with melee as well. But at the moment, this is a definite win and a definite debunk that square formations in this game don't always work. Another blue victory, but that was really close. So anyway, that debunks it really. If you want to see more like this, be sure to, like I say, like this video and also tell me in the comments what you want to see. Give me some ideas for some cool battles, and also tell me what your favourite faction is in Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. Anyway, I'm MightyMapper123. Thank you all for watching. I'm super excited to play more of this game. I'm gonna think of some cool battles to play in the coming days, and I'm gonna pre-record them and yeah, share them with you all. I want to do some cool scientific experiments. But anyway, I will see you all in the next one.